Well, good. Welcome to the 2021 First Tech Challenge Hawaii version of the kickoff. Here today with me are, I'm Aaron Dengler. Most of you probably know me. I'm one of your first FTC partners for Hawaii. We also have Blake Uramoto and Jenny Uramoto, my partners. And this thing is today is Melissa Handy. She's the lead coach or the coach. We're at Les Jardins Academy.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody. All right. We want to welcome all of you today, all the teams and volunteers and coaches and mentors. Thanks for coming today to learn about the upcoming season in Hawaii, which I promise you is going to be different than anything you've seen before. I want to give you a little agenda today. And I was going to say again, we are live streaming on YouTube. So you can go back and watch this later on at any time for reference. The agenda, we've got our welcome out of the way. We're going to have a brief mahalo to our lead sponsor, Hitachi. We're going to go through the specifics of the Hawaii season logistics, how matches are going to be run, how many events we have. I'll share some resources for teams. We'll have a little Q&A. And all that I've covered so far is going to be in about the first half hour. And then we are going to wrap up with a replay of the national broadcast of the official kickoff presentation. And that's for those of you who haven't seen it yet. So, but if you've seen the national kickoff presentation already, then you can go ahead and leave this stream at the end of the local presentation after the Q&A. So let's move ahead. Next slide, please. And we can go ahead and play that video.
First Tech Challenge challenges kids ages 12 to 18 to program, design, build, and compete with robots.
Once you get the challenge, you figure out your game plan.
You build a robot so that you can complete many challenges.
Teams use a reusable kit to program robots in a variety of coding languages.
Every year you also learn more and more about coding, so then your code's gonna get better and better.
Personally, I do not learn hearing about it, but hands-on is just go into it. Instead of saying, oh, I know how to build this robot, I can say, I built this robot.
In First Tech Challenge, students are developing a broad range of skills.
Manufacturing, hardware, troubleshooting, but there's also a lot of things that you learn that you wouldn't necessarily think about. People skills.
Problem-solving skills.
Helping one another, helping other teams.
The program draws so many students that come in who just want to do the marketing, who just want to do fundraising.
You need to do fundraising because you need to buy kits and parts and everything you need for the year.
And that's a great thing that the kids learn very early on.
The model of FIRST has provided incredible opportunities for the students to interact with professionals.
Whenever I ask my mentors the question, they always flip the question around and ask, where would you find the answer to that question if I weren't here? They slowly built my confidence up so much more to the point where we weren't asking them questions, we were just going.
Each team has to compete at a local event, win awards at the local event, and then they're able to move on to the first championship.
You walk into the room and there's that smell. The smell of robots.
There's different languages, different culture. It's just the best thing ever.
I think it's incredibly important for youth to see careers in science and engineering as a possibility for them.
High school participants have access to over $80 million in scholarships from colleges, universities, and technical programs. First Tech Challenge is one of 4 engaging FIRST programs.
First in one word, wow.
Fun!
First is inspiration.
First is amazing.
First is hope.
All right.
First Tech
that was just
Challenge.
a preview of why we do this and what fun you have to look forward to. We need to take some time to acknowledge our lead sponsor, Hitachi Rail Hawaii. Without them, our season wouldn't even happen the way it's going now. And it's due to them that Hawaii First Robotics is able to waive the registration fees for all Hawaii teams this year. And we know it's not a huge amount of money, but it will make a difference to teams because we know you have to do your fundraising and purchase your robot supplies and so forth. So we weren't able to have our Hitachi representative with us today, but I do have a statement from Anna Kothe that I'll share with you now. She says, Hitachi is honored to serve as the sponsor of the 2022 season of First Tech Challenge. We want to thank all the teachers, parents, friends, family mentors, coaches, and HFR volunteers who have worked so hard to make this competition possible. Hitachi is a global company, a worldwide leader in electronics and innovation in diverse industries. We recognize that our world is changing at an ever-increasing pace, especially in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. In Hawaii, Hitachi is engaging partners in local, state, federal government, as well as private industry to provide a new, sustainable, and efficient means of mass transit to our continuously growing population. We're honored to be a part of this community and contribute to provide a solution to Oahu's transportation needs. For FTC teams designing and building robots, raising funds, marketing your teams, and doing community outreach, you are not only developing STEM skills and practicing core engineering principles, but you're also learning to understand the larger picture and components that go into building productive communities. We know for a fact that you'll be able to take these critical skills with you beyond the classroom and step into your future careers as well-rounded professionals. And we at Hitachi look forward to welcoming some of you as our future Hitachi Rail employees. Here at Hitachi, we can't wait to see the innovative design ideas you come up with this year. Here's wishing you all the best of luck this season ahead. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have fun. So that's for Anna. And we have a video from Hitachi. Let's watch that.
For me, it's been an amazing experience. I learn something new every day. And who gets to say they work for a rail company? I deal mainly with switches and then signaling on the track. The highlight for me is I get to bring my surfboard. I get to jump on from the west side, go downtown, check out the surf for the local people. But this is it. It's just great for the economy in general. It'll alleviate our traffic situations that we encounter on the daily. It has great environmental factors. It'll boost our economy tremendously. And this is just an exciting project.
Okay, is that it? Okay. Why this is a great year to do FTC. I know it's tough with COVID, but we're glad you're here. And as I mentioned, we've waived all Hawaii registration fees, thanks to Hitachi. There are many, many more grants available this year than there have been in the past. So you should definitely check them out if funding is an issue for your team. In addition, there are many great promotional discounts from Servo City, 20%, Robotics, 15%, and Go Build at 25%. And I should mention, Go Build has this promotion going on right now that if the team signs up at their website, you may be able to purchase a $500 starter kit for $150. So I highly recommend you visit the Go Build site and sign up for that. And Go Build gave us a batch of really cool lanyards. I don't know if you can see this, but I like them. There's the sample wheel. Let me get up in front of the counter. A little license plate for your car, for your robot rather. It's pretty cool. So we're going to send that to each of the teams. Next slide, please. Okay, as I promised, this year is different from any before, and we'll start with how the league system works in Hawaii. There's not just one league, there's two this year. And the reason we did this is to accommodate all the unique schedules that teams have. We have some teams that can only participate in the fall. They have to be out by December. So we have League One for that. League One starts in the competition, or league meets begin in November, and they wrap up in December, second week of December. For teams who can't even meet in the fall, we have a spring league. It's called League Two, starts in January, and it says 2023. That's not correct, and it ends in February 2022. Okay, so teams can opt to participate in either one of those leagues, and there's a little more I'll share about that. Both those leagues go into a championship competition, which will be a week long, just like the league meets. Judging this year is going to be online, as it was in the last year. And we have a judging session, excuse me, and a championship week for the first League One and another for League Two. So more about that in a moment. Next slide, please. League One looks like this. And again, you don't need to write this down. We're going to be sharing this entire presentation on our website. So you can go to Hawaii First Robotics / First Tech Challenge and view this at any time. Basically, you have 5 league meets running from November 1st to December 4th. 1 league tournament from December 5th to 11th. It's basically, trust me, it's just like another league. And I'll explain why we do a league tournament in a moment. And then the championship Zoom interviews will be on December 11th for League One. Let me explain about the tournament. On the mainland, the way it operates is after all the league meets are run, they have a league tournament, which is just like another league meet. But the purpose of that is to basically screen out the teams that don't make it the championship. And as you know, in Hawaii, we allow all teams to participate in championships. So that's why we haven't really used league tournaments in Hawaii effectively in the past. We don't need them. However, the software that First uses to score requires a league tournament. So that's why we're doing one in Hawaii this year. So yeah, next slide, please. League Two. Okay, League Two looks like League One, but the events begin January 9th, the week of January 9th. Every league meet, again, is a week long. You can run your 5 or so 6 matches anytime throughout the week. But the scores must be submitted by Saturday that week, okay? The 5 league meets, January 9th to February 12th. The league tournament is the week of February 13th, and championship Zoom interviews will be on February 26th. So reserve those dates if you're going to be in League Two. Okay, next slide, please. Let me catch up with my own slide. Okay. Okay, again, teams have a full week to complete up to 6 matches per league meet. Scores are submitted online at this website, FTC Scoring, firstinspires.org. Basically, you submit the scores as the match happens. Okay, so at the end of the score, you submit, and then it's done. Scores must be submitted, as I said, by Saturday of that week to be valid. And teams may compete every week if they wish. They can do as many league meets as you want. But you must complete a minimum of 2 league meets and 1 tournament, 15 matches total by the start of the championship. Okay, so we don't care how many league meets you participate in. And actually, we don't really mind if you want to compete in both the matches in League One and League Two. It's really up to you. Our primary concern is that you have the requisite number of matches, scored matches done by the time championship week begins. Next slide. Here's how your matches will look at your own field. You'll run the matches solo on a half field in your own practice area. There will be no alliances, no opposing robots, no HFR referees present. Matches are self-scored, so we recommend that you train up one of your volunteers or one of your students or mentors to be the scorekeeper and have them do it. It's an honor system, and we rely on your honor and your gracious professionalism to do this the way it was intended. Once an official match begins, you must submit the score. Don't cherry pick your matches and submit only the best ones. Okay, so just decide ahead of time, this is going to be an official match, stick with that score. Don't rerun the match, submit a better score. Here's an example, just for those that aren't clear. Let's say your autonomous fails. Well, the match continues and the score gets posted as is. Just be real about it, just to be fair to all the other teams. Next slide, please. Okay, championship dates, 2 of them. So again, we have a championship week designated for League One, that's in the fall, and another for League Two in February. You'll need, during that week, you'll need to submit 5 championship match scores. They're submitted through that website we mentioned via the cloud. And in order to participate in the championship, again, this is a footnote we mentioned before, you must have already recorded 10 league meet matches and 5 tournament matches. So Blake and Jenny, if I'm forgetting anything, feel free to speak up. I know I'm going through this quickly, but we want to get out of here on time and leave room for questions at the end. Next slide, please. Judging interviews are on specific days. League 1 is December 11th. Mark that day. Okay, it'll be online, start at 9 a.m. and end whenever the interviews are done. So we'll send out an email later on for you to RSVP the time slot for your team to be interviewed by judges. So December 11th for League 1, February 26th for League 2. Okay, and so we have the same judging panel. We'll be meeting both periods. And once all the interviews are finished and the championships are done, the judges get together on another day and combine all the scores and do their thing and decide on the awards. By the way, I'll pause for a second. Next slide, please. If you have any questions about anything I'm covering here, we're going to have a Q&A, so you can submit your questions now or anytime. Submit them to Blake via the chat, and we will answer your questions in a few more minutes. Okay, engineering portfolio has not changed from last year, but if the last time you participated was 2 years ago, it's changed big time. You don't submit an engineering notebook. Judges don't have time to read that whole thing. So everything that you record in your journal is now called a portfolio. It's condensed down to portfolio of 15 pages max, plus a cover page. That's what you submit. It can be handwritten or digital, and that's what the judges will look at and be looking at while they interview you for the championship interviews. Okay. Okay, again, this is online in our presentation. It's also part of the game manual. Next slide, please. All official resources from FIRST and for your teams can be found here. For veteran teams, you all know this already. firstinspires.org, Robotics, FTC, Game and Season. That's the URL. So that has links to the game manuals. One-page game preview will be up there shortly. That's your go-to page for information. And we assume and rely on you to actually read the resources. We don't want you to show up for a championship match, or for any of your matches for that matter, and not have it done correctly. So please read the resources that FIRST makes available to you. Next slide, please. Again, thanks to Hitachi, there's no fee for Hawaii. So there's really no excuse for not participating this year, no financial excuse. If there's any reason that you're on the fence about participating, let us know what it is. Let us know what's stopping you from moving forward. If it's a funding issue, maybe we can help. Let us know, okay? Next slide. And these are just some reminders of resources that are available to you. As I mentioned before, tons of grants and scholarships. With COVID, a lot of teams are not returning this, didn't return last year. We don't know how many are gonna be here this year yet, although in Hawaii it looks great. But there is a lot of scholarship and grant money out there for teams and for high school graduates that are gonna need it. So go to firstinspires.org and scholarships to read up on that. Next slide. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I put this in there just for those that are starting a rookie team. And to be clear, what is a rookie team? Rookie team is any team that is signed up for the first time. It can have students that are brand new or students that have done FTC before. We don't care. And I don't think FIRST really cares either. So if you want to start a new team using veteran students, that's your option. If you do start a rookie team, however, you should know there's money available for you and you should apply for it. But the steps are explicit. Don't pay your fees until you apply for the rookie grant, because the grant is applied as a credit toward your registration fees. Follow these steps and you'll be fine. Again, this is going to be on the website, but if you have any questions about this, email us directly or Yeah, I guess email us so we can help you through that. But don't pay for your fees until you get your grant approved. Okay, next slide, please. Another resource for teachers. If you're using FTC in the classroom, you probably want to check out the curricular resources available on FIRST. It's called FIRST Class Pack, and it's available for First Tech Challenge being taught in the classroom. Personally, I haven't used it, but it's probably worth your time to check it out to see what's available. Next slide, please. Okay, well, I know I've blown through this quickly, but we're just trying to be efficient and not waste your time. So we're ready for questions. Does anybody have any questions about anything we've covered so far, or perhaps something we have not covered? We're going to take about a 5-minute pause here for questions. Blake, do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay. I saw someone made a note in the chat about the field size. So half field size is, go ahead, Blake.
Oh, yeah. Can teams do both seasons? Yes, you can do both seasons.
You mean both leagues?
Both leagues, yes, you can do both leagues.
But only, okay, just to clarify, if they do, they can participate in league meets from either league. We don't mind. But basically, you only do championship one time.
Yeah, you do one championship or one judging session. So even if you're doing, even if you're doing matches for League One and League Two, which we're calling League One and League Two, you're only going to do the judging at the end of League Two and the championship at the end of League Two, if you decide to do both leagues, I guess.
Okay, can you clarify, Blake, what is said in the chat about the field size?
Yeah, there was a question. Unfortunately, it was my fault. When I wrote the slide up, I said a half field, but the field is actually 2/3, so it's 8 by 12. So I apologize for that. I mistyped that.
Got it.
Or should have been more clear.
Okay. Any other questions? You can put suggestions too.
Yeah. You know, we're trying to be flexible here. If you guys have any kind of input, please, because you know, we're all kind of trying to accommodate the situation. This is our second chance at it, so hopefully we can improve over last season and, you know, make it better.
Okay, we're going to leave the chat open for a while. So if you have questions or suggestions, go for it. But we're going to move on. We're at the half-hour mark. Blake, got another question?
I'm sorry, one more question. What are the options if we do not have a field? Okay, so there is still a DIY option where you can create your own field out of cardboard. There should be some instructions. I'm not sure if it's up yet, but there are going to be instructions for, you know, making out of, you know, cardboard boxes from Home Depot. They even tell you which boxes to buy from Home Depot. And your field doesn't have to be on an official mat. You know, you can put it on, I think you can put it on, you know, whatever is suitable for your robot. So exactly.
All right, they usually will post the link. What do you think the keywords are to locate that? It'd be a DIY field and just search the first site or search the game manual.
Yeah, I'm looking at the official site right now, the one that you put up earlier as to all the game information. I'm trying to see real quick if it's already posted.
Melissa, could you go to the next slide, please, just so people can get this information and how to reach us. Okay, so no more questions coming through at this time, but we'll be watching this for the next half hour. So if you have something, let us know, and we might chat back directly with you. If it's something that applies to all teams, we probably will email out the answer to teams and an email blast. Okay, but go ahead, Blake.
Oh yeah, there is a DIY, excuse me, on the link that you posted earlier.
Okay. So if you have already seen the national kickoff, that's great. We're going to play it now, so you don't need to stick around to watch the rest in a moment. But I do want to advise you, there's a separate video on a field walkthrough, and that will be posted on the FIRST YouTube channel, not our YouTube channel, but FIRST Inspires at YouTube. And and that's a detailed walkthrough of the field. We highly recommend you look at that before you start building your field or participating. But again, right now we're going to show the official kickoff presentation. If you've seen it, you can say aloha and move on with your day. If you haven't seen it, you should stick around and watch it. It's pretty good. It's only half hour, and we'll go with that. We just got one more question. For the championship, is it going to be in person or remote? Everything's remote this year unless the situation changes. So unless COVID magically disappears and all the restrictions are taken down, we're not going to do in person. There's just no time to do it now. So that's it. Okay. Let's play the video, Melissa. And again, give us your questions or comments in the chat if you have them. Thanks for joining us today. And best of luck to all the teams during the season. We're here to help. Just communicate with us. Let us know what you need. And we'll do our best to help you. Any other comments from anybody else? Jenny, Blake, Melissa? Okay, teams. Nope. Good luck to you. Here's the national kickoff video.
Hello, and welcome First Tech Challenge teams. I'm First Tech Challenge Program Director, Ken Johnson, and I'm excited to be here for the First Tech Challenge 2021-2022 season kickoff and the big reveal of Freight Frenzy presented by Raytheon Technologies. We're thrilled to have Raytheon Technologies as our Freight Frenzy presenting sponsor, which is just one part of the First Forward season presented by Qualcomm. We have a full show today, packed with kickoff messages from some familiar first faces, a gracious professionalism message from our Dean's List award winners, the Freight Frenzy season reveal, and finally, a detailed field walkthrough to help teams get started. All the game materials are available on our website, so please use the website as your reference during the season. To get us started, here's First founder, Dean Kamen.
Hello, First Tech Challenge teams, and welcome to First Forward, this year's season presented by Qualcomm. This season's First Tech Challenge game is Freight Frenzy, presented by Raytheon Technologies. Every year we make the game more challenging, and every year you amaze us with your solutions. As I've always said, First creates the hardest fun you'll ever have, and I hope you use this experience to start you on a pathway to solving some of the world's biggest problems, as I hope you pursue careers in technology. Good luck to everybody. I look to see you at events throughout the season.
Thanks, Dean. And now I'd like to share some of the things you can expect in the upcoming Freight Frenzy season. Another incredible First Tech Challenge season is here, and I want to share a few things about this season we think you're really going to like. The biggest change this year will be the return of in-person play. We know not all regions will be back 100% to traditional events, but we hope most of you will be able to get together for live competition. I can tell you we miss them, and I know our students, coaches, volunteers, and sponsors can't wait to get back out there to compete, see what others have accomplished, and renew friendships, or at least friendly rivalries. There are still many unknowns, and we realize some regions and countries may choose the remote event format we introduced last year due to social distancing rules in their area. The good news is that the FTC scoring system for Freight Frenzy will support remote events for both individual robot match play and remote judging, just like last season. And, like last year, regions can switch from one format to the other mid-season if necessary. Your program delivery partner will make that call based on local rules and conditions. This season, teams will again be able to request judge feedback from their interviews and the materials they submit for judging. We added this feature as an opt-in option last year. You already know judges can only pick one winner, and the award competition across FTC is tough. We added this option as a valuable tool for teams to understand how they can improve. I encourage teams to ask for this feedback at your events this year. What else is new? Well, we just introduced the Driver Hub into the standard FTC kit of parts. The driver hub can be used to replace the driver's side smartphone and USB hub and connector with a single device. The driver hub operates on the Android operating system, which has been slimmed down, has a great user interface, and was built for our FTC competition environment. You can still use your smartphone and USB hub in FTC this season and going forward. We created a Tech Talk video on this subject with more detail. Check it out. I can't wait to see you play Freight Frenzy this year, in person and with all the wonderful excitement our games and events generate. I'll see you soon. A huge thank you to all our sponsors this year, making our first Forward season and Freight Frenzy game possible. Since 2006, Qualcomm has supported FIRST programs, events, and teams worldwide, and has also been a major technology partner with FIRST Tech Challenge. Through their collaboration and support of FIRST, Qualcomm is helping build the pipeline of STEM leaders who will drive the invention age.
Hello FIRST Tech Challenge teams, and welcome to the first Forward season presented by Qualcomm. My name is Susie Armstrong, and I am a Senior Vice President of Engineering at Qualcomm. We are so happy to be a part of this exciting season as we explore the future of transportation and how it impacts individuals and economies across the globe. The future of transportation is so vast, from getting packages delivered to your front door to bringing humans to space. So much technology from the business community powers the future, and we at Qualcomm are so excited to play a role in it. Our foundational wireless technologies transforms how the world connects, computes, and communicates, and has the power to enhance how goods and people travel, providing increased visibility and control over transportation systems. From the wireless technology that keeps us all interconnected, to powering solutions to explore life beyond Earth, Qualcomm has always been at the forefront of transportation innovation. And now it's your turn to drive. In FIRST Forward, FIRST teams will explore how to innovate for future transportation ecosystems, making the delivery of essential items faster and more sustainable than ever before. You are forging a new path, accelerating the breakthroughs of tomorrow, and you are driving FIRST Forward, full speed ahead. Good luck to all this season.
Thank you, Susie, and thank you, Qualcomm. In FIRST Tech Challenge, you're developing real-world skills such as digital literacy, teamwork, leadership, creative problem-solving, and project management, skills that are used every day at Raytheon Technologies.
Hello, FIRST Tech Challenge teams. We're excited to welcome you to Freight Frenzy presented by Raytheon Technologies. I'm Mark Iwamoto, a FIRST Tech Challenge alum and a radar systems engineer here at Raytheon Technologies. Just like FIRST Tech Challenge, at Raytheon Technologies, we're accelerating ideas to solve some of the world's biggest challenges through collaboration, innovation, and of course, gracious professionalism. When I was in FIRST, my team's robot included materials like plywood, PVC pipes, surgical tubing, and a lot of glue and duct tape. We found unique solutions to be competition ready and the opportunity to tackle engineering problems in a large team setting. Now, I work on the ASARS-2B program, an advanced all-weather surveillance radar that flies on the Lockheed Martin U-2 aircraft. I always knew I was interested in engineering, but it was the hands-on engineering and mentorship from Raytheon and other industry engineers that solidified my desire and gave me the skills, confidence, and opportunity to pursue it. Now it's your chance to build the skills and confidence to forge your own path and find unique solutions to Freight Frenzy and the real-world challenges beyond. Aaron, what about you?
Mark is absolutely right. FIRST Tech Challenge taught me the power of creative problem solving, collaboration, learning through failure, and perseverance. Hi teams, my name's Erin Kerrigan Mitchell, FIRST Tech Challenge alum, shout out to Team 4140 Fish in the Boat, mentor for all 3 FIRST programs, event volunteer, and a manufacturing engineer at Collins Aerospace. FIRST is the reason that I am an engineer. It's also why I work at Collins Aerospace. And at Collins, my various engineering roles have not only allowed me to be innovative, but contribute to the innovation and improvements of humanitarian transportation. And now I work on producibility and ease of assembly, so that when parts need to be installed or replaced on a plane, it can be done quickly, safely, and in a variety of environments. The product I currently work on helps with overheat detection along the wing of the aircraft, so there's constant feedback to the pilot on the endurance levels of the plane, especially critical in dangerous weather or when transporting important material. Innovation and inventions of every size can make an impact, and the future of transporting critical items quickly, safely, and efficiently relies on your creative solutions. Good luck this season, teams.
Thanks, Aaron, and hello, First Tech Challenge teams. I'm Daniel Fishman, proud First alum, First Robotics Competition mentor, event volunteer, and project engineer at Pratt & Whitney. Through my experience in First, I started to develop the skills necessary to communicate and cooperate with diverse groups. I also learned how to grow from my failures as well as my successes. On top of these soft skills, I obtained the engineering skills necessary to build a robot. Every day, I continue to develop and build these skills with my new team at Pratt & Whitney. Like Mark and Aaron, my experience with First helped launch my career in engineering. Thanks to the valuable mentorship from Pratt & Whitney engineers on my First team, I obtained multiple internships. Now, I get to develop innovative solutions for a class of Pratt & Whitney engines that support global humanitarian efforts. How will you use the skills you're developing today to build your projects of tomorrow? Good luck this season, and thanks for participating in Freight Frenzy, presented by Raytheon Technologies.
Thank you. Without the support of sponsors, volunteers, program delivery partners, and all of you at home, First Tech Challenge wouldn't be possible. In addition to celebrating our sponsors, we also want to celebrate our First alumni and give a shout out to our alumni and scholarship program at First. While we know the world isn't back to normal yet, we are excited to have more in-person events this season. No matter what our season looks like, at the heart of each and every First event is gracious professionalism. Here's our 2020-2021 Dean's List winners to remind us all about the importance of gracious professionalism this season.
Gracious professionalism to me is being able to create and partake in a community where everyone's ideas and opinions are valued.
It means being trustworthy, respectful, and always ready to work with others to help them grow.
Working hard to reach your goals in the competition, while also helping other teams reach their own goals.
Being nice and respectful to your competitors and treating them as friends while learning and growing with them as a community.
It means creating an inclusive community by helping others and even sharing information with other teams.
One way we can be gracious professionals is to share our work with the First community online, so others can learn from us and we can learn from others.
As members of First, we learn and compete, but treat one another with respect and kindness in the process.
Building the best possible future for everyone. Even though we are all competing against each other, if we raise our competitors up, we all win.
First depends on our community embracing gracious professionalism, making it a priority in the competition season and part of your everyday life. This season, your goal is to be a collaborative teammate, a respected competitor, and a better person, which are all central themes of being a gracious professional. Speaking of gracious professionals, volunteers are critical to the success of our program, and this game was created by a very dedicated group of volunteers. So I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our volunteers, and especially our game design team, for creating such a fantastic game this season. I think they really outdid themselves. After the reveal, make sure to stick around for the field walkthrough. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the big reveal of the 2021-2022 First Tech Challenge game, Freight Frenzy, presented by Raytheon Technologies.